Look, I watched the game last night against the Nashville Predators for the Edmonton Oilers, and I'm fully aware that Jack Campbell did make some really good saves for the Edmonton Oilers, and there were certain points. I don't even really want to use the phrasing that he kept them in the game, because I don't really think that that's 100% legit, but he made some really nice saves. I'll give him that. And I'm a Jack Campbell guy. Loved him when he was in Toronto, but it's just not working here. And I titled this biggest mistake, or this is their biggest problem, whatever it's titled. To me, I wrestle back and forth for the Oilers. Is it the allocation of money on defense that's going to possibly screw them? And I'm not just talking about Darnell Nurse at over $9 million, but some of the other choices as well on the back end. Like Evan Bouchard, he's got that Bouch bomb, but other than that, like, he makes some pretty egregious mistakes sometimes. Tyson Barrie has his moments, but he's an offensive defenseman who is also prone to a miscue or two pretty frequently, let's be honest about it. I don't know, that defense as a unit, as a whole, to me, just is pretty problematic, in my opinion. I know they can fix that, but again, that's where the money's going to be an issue here. That's where Darnell Nurse making the $9 million is going to hurt them. I made a video about that a few days ago, but there's also the goaltending. And I made a video yesterday talking about Stuart Skinner and the contract extension, how awesome that contract extension is for the Oilers, where you're paying a backup goaltender $2.5 million, and he's basically going to be your starter. And then you're paying your backup Jack Campbell starter money, $5 million until 2027, and he's already 30. So, to me, if Jack Campbell doesn't get this thing back on the tracks, yes, Stuart Skinner can be really good, and he can help mitigate this. He might even be able to help the Oilers get to where they need to be. But to me, this losing right now, and Oilers fans, stop me if this sounds familiar, I'm sure it does, defense and goaltending. How long has this been an issue for the Edmonton Oilers? And I understand that 97 and 29 pull them out of the mud with this issue a ton. They really save them from this issue a ton. But at some point, at what point do you look at it and you say, okay, well, it's fine that we're winning games 5-4, 5-3, but then we go on losing streaks like they're on right now, where 97 and 29, they can't carry the team on their back offensively and lead the team to wins every single night. They're going to get their cookies, they're going to get their points, but they can't lead the team to victory winning 5-4 every night. So it's not a recipe for success, and I know Oilers fans have heard the whole spiel before, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I know 97-29, they can't do it. You need defense, you need goaltending. But this Jack Campbell thing and this Darnell Nurse thing is such a bigger problem than people are saying. People are talking about it. It seems like people are just annoyed about it right now. It's an issue. And Darnell is not a bad hockey player. He's not a bad defenseman. This isn't Dion Phaneuf in his latter years with the Toronto Maple Leafs that we're talking about. This is still a pretty good defenseman. He's just worth nowhere near $9 million. And if Darnell was making 5 and you could redistribute that 4 elsewhere, man, would that make a big difference. And if that 5 that you're giving Jack Campbell could be redistributed elsewhere or invested in another goaltender, and you could have a 1A, 1B with Skinner even, man, would that change things dramatically for the Edmonton Oilers here. And I know that they're going to look for a defenseman. There's been talk about guys like Luke Shen. There's been talk about Jacob Chychrun, right? There's been talk about quite a few guys for the Oilers that they can go get to help them defensively. And I mean, some people are talking about Jack Campbell trade. I really doubt that. I mean, like, I know there's teams that are desperate, but desperate enough to take him in the first year of this contract where he's consistently putting up save percentages that start with an 8, and you want that to be $5 million, maybe your starting goaltender you're banking on? Come on. And even in Toronto, like, there were stretches that he was good, but there weren't really entire seasons where Jack Campbell was Vezina worthy. Like, he would have his really great stretches, and then he would have his lulls. Okay, so to me, I've always been on the fence about his performance. I really love the guy, and I know that part of what you're paying is because he's such a good person and a nice guy, and he makes the room extremely happy. But at some point, you got to stop the puck. You got to stop the puck. That's your job, and Nurse and Campbell, to me, are the boat anchors right now. Their money in anyways are the boat anchors for the Edmonton Oilers that to me are going to prevent the Oilers from winning a Stanley Cup. If they don't find a way to move around other money and surround these two guys, because I think it's going to be very tough to trade them, and I don't think they're going to trade them, but you have to hit home runs with the rest of your money because you've dedicated so much of it and it's not being used wisely with those two guys. You have to hit home runs. Like the slots where you're finding Yamamoto, a Puljujarvi, a Broberg, a Bouchard. If you're going to replace those guys and you're trying to deepen your lineup, you need to hit absolute home run bombs there, like, for example, the Pittsburgh Penguins have done. I mean, every time I look at the Pittsburgh Penguins, I feel like I'm looking at a beer league roster of guys I've never even heard of before. But now, I know who Teddy Bluger is, and Teddy Bluger is a sneaky great player. And I had no idea who Jake Gensel was when he first came through. I'm like, who the heck is this guy? Brian Rust, who is that? And look at what they're doing now, right? That's where you got to hit. Dumoulin, like, there's a bunch of examples here, but that's where you got to hit if you're Edmonton because you've backed yourself into this corner with that money. But man, is this a huge problem. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. As usual, Oilers fans, like, comment, subscribe, telling me that you want more content around the Oilers. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.